Hey y'all, Xcode 13 is officially out and about. So I figured now's as good a time as any to go over what's new, what's different, how you can use it, that kind of stuff. So let's grab your cup of coffee and hop into it. So let's talk about Xcode. Xcode looks pretty similar to the way it's always been. So the left, start new or open projects that you might have not had before. Open in Xcode, like you might not have opened recently. On the right, you open recent items. So let's click on iHog and let's just do iHog. Let's just go through iHog and figure this stuff out. So the first thing you might notice once we open Xcode is that the design actually has changed a bit, enough to know that it's changed, and it startled me the first time I opened it because I wasn't expecting it to update, but it auto-updated, which is great. I needed it to anyway. So what is the first big design change? Number one, in the sidebar over here, you notice we don't see the file extension. Now you can go inside your preferences. We can hit Command, comma, get inside your preferences here. And underneath General, File Extensions, Hide All, Show All. We'll start to see those .swifts come back. Your plist files come back. Or you can also only choose to show some if you wanted to. I actually prefer the hiding. I don't have a lot of different file types in here, but if you were working on a different type of application, you might want to show your file extensions. Another big thing, since we talked about here, let's just go along the bottom now. You might notice in the bottom right corner, you can now see what line number and what column number your cursor is at. So right now I'm at line 7, column number 19, inside this file. And you'll see down here, it'll change as I click. It just helps you know exactly where your cursor is. Sometimes in really busy files, you can lose track of where things are. So like if I can't very easily quickly see where my cursor is, or in a debug error, it tells you what line number column to go to, then you can actually see right here where you're at. Now let's move to the top of the window. At the top of the window, you might notice the play button where you select all of this kind of got a little bit of a redesign here. So if you want to build or run or start the active scheme, you can still hit this play button here. Brings up the little stop button and it launches the simulator. And now the simulator is launching and it's running and it's doing everything that you need it to do. So that's pretty normal. Now what if you wanted to actually change the simulator? So to change the simulator, because you might have noticed there's not a little drop down here, you can actually go over to the information area. You know how it used to be a big blank bar before? Well, Apple shrunk that design a lot and made it a lot smaller. So in that iPhone SE, you just click right there and there's your whole list of simulators to choose from. So I could choose the 13 Pro, run it again, and it's gonna run. And now it's launching on the 13 Pro. All right, so the next thing is when you build, so if I hit Command B to build, there is no progress bar at the end. So if I hit Command U to run tests, there's no progress bar. What we get is that little circular progress bar. So all right, so if I build clean, so I'm just gonna Command B, we're gonna build here. What you'll notice is this progress bar goes and it circles, and that is how we know where we are at in the build process. So that's exactly how you know how long your build is actually taking, is just that little circular progress instead of the linear progress bar. I mean, it's a very nice and clean. It got cleaned up a lot. If you're one that likes to use different schemes, you can also just click where it says iHog, and you get your different schemes that you can update, manage, all that kind of jazz there. Now, you also have over here, you might be like, what's that new design? Why is there like a Git icon? Well, that is because it shows you now the current branch that you're on. So whatever branch you're on, it's gonna show you exactly like where you are. And then you can even use this to switch branches. So you can click, and we can switch branches really easily now from there as well. I'm gonna go back. And it just makes it, like I said, super easy to switch, lets you know exactly where you are, that kind of stuff. There's a nice feature here for switches. It will autocomplete your switches for you. So let's just open a new Swift file here. All right, so if I want to switch on that function name, we hit switch, function name, and if you looked at that, so let's do this again. So we have the switch statement, function name. You can see here that it has this little code icon next to it, and then it says function name. So what that's going to do is it's going to basically take this enum and autocomplete a switch statement off of it. So now we have all the different button function names, which if I command here, I can jump to the definition, and here are all the different button names inside that enum. It is going to switch on those, and now you have the pause, go back, go, flash, choose. All of those options that were inside that enum now are inside this switch statement. That is just so nice to save a lot of time for typing all these out on your switch statement. I didn't know I wanted this feature until I saw it at WWDC and was like, yes, you are right. I do want that feature. Thank you very much, Apple. All right, so autocomplete on optionals is also something else that got featured. If you're a really big developer, if you're a developer and you're like, oh man, these autocompletes, whatever, like what does it mean to have to type this out? It does save you some time. So I can refactor this to say guard let new name, and we can see that there's an autocomplete there, and it makes sure that there is a new name. So we just made sure that new name actually existed, and now we can just say here new name, and we have now kind of used that autocomplete feature a little bit quicker than having to type everything out itself. Again, that just makes it a little bit nicer in the long run, speeds up some time, stuff like that. All right, next thing on the docket, we can actually add Vim key binding. If you are very used to using Vim, then this isn't a welcome addition. I've recently started using Vim because I like to use my iPad as like my on-the-go editor, and I like remote into like a DigitalOcean droplet, and everything likes to use Vim. It's just installed by default. Okay, so to enable Vim, up at the top you have editor. Under editor, there should be a Vim mode option. Click it, and now you have Vim mode, and you can see actually what's kind of neat is Xcode actually gives you a bunch of the shortcuts here, so you can actually get and start figuring it out quickly and start getting used to the shortcuts there. It's a nifty way to go around. So like if you can navigate with the arrow keys, obviously, but like if you wanted to get to the end of the word easily, you just hit the E button, and we're getting to the end of words. If you want to get to the next word, you hit the W, and it's going to go to the next word. So if you wanted to type normally, so if I wanted to put like an M here, like nothing's happening. I'm keep hitting my M button. I promise I am. Nothing's happening. Well, that's because Vim, you're using the keyboard to actually get around. If you need to start actually typing things, you need to hit that I button where it says insert right here. It's actually telling you need to hit I. Now you can start typing things in here. Set number, 12, whatever. And now once you're done, so let's just say this is exactly what we wanted here. You hit escape, and you're now no longer able to type into it. So I just keep hitting K, and it keeps going up. J goes down. H is left. L is right. Again, it's just really handy because now your hands no longer have to go all the way to this side of the keyboard. They can just go and stay with the numbers. All right, one more thing for all you CarPlay devs and everyone who has wanted to make a CarPlay app but couldn't because you didn't have the simulator and you didn't have the unit available. Well, Xcode 13 now brings that opportunity to you. How does that work? Well, underneath in the simulator, on your menu option, there is an I/O menu button. You can click that, hit external displays then, and then choose CarPlay. When you choose CarPlay, you will see that the phone says CarPlay like it would if you were plugged into a car that supported CarPlay. And then you have this little display here that is CarPlay. So this is exactly what it looks like inside CarPlay. So as you're building an app, you can run it, all that kind of stuff. You still need to request authorization, all that kind of stuff, but at least you can start without having a CarPlay enabled car or having to shell out the money for a CarPlay unit. Thanks y'all for watching. I really appreciated it. Hopefully this helps you know what's new in Xcode 13, because actually, believe it or not, this wasn't everything that's new inside Xcode 13. All that's we didn't cover the new documentation feature. We didn't cover some of the new Xcode in the Xcode cloud options, testing schemes, stuff like that. That was just improved upon. Git support that was also improved upon. There's a lot of stuff that was improved upon that I just didn't cover in this video. If you're interested in hearing about any of that, then let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. There's also a link to join my Discord where we talk about developer things, Apple things, keyboards, all that fun stuff. Basically, where you can just come hang out with like-minded people who like development and tech. So please come join. We'd be happy to have you in the community. With that being said, check out this other video. Make sure, like I said, to hit the subscribe button, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.